What was the first mission that you went on with him that rings a bell or that you can remember?
The one that sticks out really, there's a couple that stick out, but the big one for us in 12, we ended up falling out of a helo. So we're flying into target one night.
Like falling out?
Oh yeah, like falling out 30 feet.
Shit.
Oh yeah, dude.
God damn, 30 feet?
Yeah, that's going to be my recollection. So from going off a 10 meter, from a 10 meter board, you know, at night trying to go, I'm guessing that's about.
How the fuck did that happen?
So funny you should ask, right? So we're coming in, couldn't really tell, but the ground was sloped. So the 60 comes in, he starts rolling, says, all right, I guess the brakes didn't work or whatever. It comes to a rear wheel hover. So it looks like a little, 3-4 foot drop, nothing big deal. And for whatever reason, as we're getting ready to exit, I mean, you're right at that point. I got Duco on my left side and getting ready to make that bend and that final push out because we're stepping off, and boom.
Oh, shit.
He cranks power. This isn't good.
Yeah.
So end up hitting.
Was it just the two of you that fell out?
Just the two of us.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Was it a hot area?
I don't know what caused them. I can't recollect.
I mean, like landing, were you guys in danger of being fucking overrun? Like, was it
I mean, I could see where the compound was at. I mean,
Yeah.
but I don't know if there was anything. I don't know if the pilot did anything to negate something.
Yeah.
Not from, again, I'm just worried about, hey, let me get out with him.
Yeah.
Didn't, see anything there.
I mean, did you guys get pretty fucked up?
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. So to me, I think this is where I kind of explain the situation, then kind of I'll go into, I think, what the after effects have been. So obviously we hit. Nods get knocked off your face. So Duco's handle to his vest is all wrapped in these fingers. So this looks like a big, just twisted pile of crap. But when I come to, the tail rotor is like super close to my head. I'm like, I don't know where the hell this thing is. Let's try to low crawl out of here. And eventually, finally, the bird flushes and, all right, get my nod straight, check my magazine. There's no magazine in there. All right, we got to get a fresh one. And as soon as we go like this hand doesn't want to work. Like, all right, this isn't good. So we'll load it up in the right, just thinking, hey, it's tweaked, it's owied, it's whatever. As we were moving up to that one, I remember there was a couple of like those little exterior cave dig outs, on the side. Of course, they call me up to clear those things. It's not big enough for two guys to get in there, so I really don't have a cover guy, so it's basically me and Duke, and I got to figure out. And Duke seems to be walking fine, right? It's like, yeah, my hand's kind of jacked up and not really know what's going on, but that's all right. I put him on a long line, but I can't use it in a classic sense because I don't have this left arm. So I basically tuck it underneath these arms and kind of just use my arms coming underneath to feed him what I need. And I just basically got my rifle like this because this hand doesn't work. I said, all right. I said, I'm going to get shot in the face because it's just like everything they can go wrong could. That worked out fine. We hit those. And this is where things get interesting. The classic, concussive amnesia. I don't remember actions on. I don't remember what happened. And that's where, you sit there and go. I remember telling Doc, hey, I got to see you when we get back. But I don't remember, did Duke go in? I know we had a couple detainees. Did his muzzle come off? I don't know. So it's
like just a fucking pocket of gray area that you don't.
Yeah. So I've talked to people about it. It's just that concussive amnesia, right? So it's like your brain got rocked, and it's like why I picked up this little bit, but I don't. Of all things, actions on. You should remember, hey man, did I employ him in? Did I at least pull his muzzle off? What was I doing?
Yeah.
It's like total blackout drive.
Wow.
I go see Doc and hey, the hand doesn't work. Say, hey, let's check Duke out because he was with me. He seemed to be, looks good. Let's go get the hand checked out because I initially thought it was broke. And he's like, no, it doesn't seem to be broke. Maybe flip the tendon over because it was just messed up. Nothing was wrong, just all superficial soft tissue stuff.
Yeah.
Did I say anything about my head? Hell no.
Yeah.
Why? Because that'll get you out of the fight, right? Sit there and send you home or do whatever.
You were fucked up.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I lied. I lied for the longest time.
Yeah.
I told people I had unaccounted time. Yeah, what does that mean? That's you lying.
That's what you tell your old lady.
Well, yeah, but it's like you're lying, man.
Yeah.
But to me, I think that was the downfall for me, both, physically and when I say mentally, to the, TBI side. And I hate to use I because it's eyes. Yeah. I think that was that episode was the final one, I think, that kicked me over the edge and just started that downhill slide from there.
Yeah. I guess in terms of that injury and how it started that downward spiral, I mean, that was towards the beginning of the first deployment with him. Mm-hmm. And so how was the rest of that deployment?
Man, it was, we got some stuff on that deployment. You wind up doing things you're not trained to do, but you think would be a good idea. All right?
That sounds familiar.
Okay.
That sounds like teenage years.
Yeah, yeah. So we were hitting this one target one night. I remember specifically, count was 10 foreign fighters on target. All right. Of course, we're bringing the dog because that's what we do. Then it's one of those, hey, you need to employ the dog. I said, okay. How many guys are in there? 10 foreign fighters. You don't need the dog. Yeah. Nor did, and this was coming from higher, not from my guys, right? So it's always somebody back in the job going,
that has no business telling you what to do.
Hey, put the dog in. No. Yeah. Of course, they were all like, no, we're not putting the dog in.
Yeah.
Long story short, guys are all bunkered in there. Gunfight ensues. It's all right. Best course of action. Hey, we're going to pull back here a little bit. We're still within the danger close parameter there, but I don't know what told me to remuzzle him, but it's like, let me just go stick his muzzle on. Best choice ever, man. Yeah. Because I think we had either 2 or 4 or 500 pounders.
Holy shit.
Come in. Oh yeah, dude. And fucking went ape shit. Yeah. It's like, oh. I don't know what said muzzle him up, which said, I don't know, but it was like one of those best decisions because I think at any point, would he have been me? I don't know. But it was just one of those that's a lot. I mean, we're getting hammered by that stuff. He's getting hammered by that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's one of those lessons never taught that you just go, let's just do this.
Yeah. So how was the rest of that deployment? I mean, were you able to, for lack of better terms, snap out of it? I mean, or did it just kind of progressively get more degenerative?
We seem to be okay. So about the point, and I never really got, if you want to say, like my hand medically cleared because I knew there were certain things I couldn't do, but it was like, I think it was about 2 weeks that I couldn't do anything. And again, our rotation time had increased a little bit longer over there.
Was it still, so it was a little longer than 3 months?
Yeah, we were like 4 or 5 months. Yeah. But like I couldn't place my hand all the way down and really put pressure. So like now, if I needed to leap like over those little stupid mud walls and stuff, it just took a little figuring out because now I've got him and trying to work other stuff. So,
what about mental acuity, clarity? Was that?
I'll lie to you and say, oh yeah, it was spot on. It's all spotty, right? Yeah. So at that point, things start getting spotty. Like you get some high points, and I think this is why it goes back to the other points. Why are some things clear? Why do some things fade off? Why does this stick out and this doesn't? But it just, I kind of put everything back to that because up to that point, fairly healthy, things seem to work well. That's like when you start getting the achies and owies. Yeah. The back hurts more than others. The neck hurts. Yeah. This arm we knew was jacked up.
Did you notice? I guess if your recollection is fuzzy from getting your bell rung so hard, falling from 30 feet out of a helicopter, was there a point where your teammates were like, "Hey, bro, you're kind of fucking a little wishy-washy," or were you able to still operate at a level where they didn't?
I had, like I said, short of that night of the incident, everything else seemed to be fine, right? Okay. Was I necessarily firing at optimal speed? I think my brain was okay. Physically, we were kind of jacked up.
I mean, good enough to not lose your job.
Yeah.
Which means a really high level at that point. Was Duco okay, or was he still kind of hobbling around?
That's the thing. He showed no signs, right? He looked good. I was looking at his walk. Is his gait okay? Is everything? Nothing. Yeah. Like nothing ever happened. But we'll fast forward, and I think that I believe that incident was also why we had to medically retire him, because I think it was 16-ish, if I remember right, because I retired in 17. You know, we're out just doing training exercise, and all he's got to do is just jump in the back of a little Ford Ranger pickup truck. Not that high of a jump. And all of a sudden, as he's going, it's like the legs don't want to fire. Like those back legs don't want to go. It's not that he doesn't have the desire. It's not like he doesn't want to go off the decoy. He just can't get up there.
Yeah.
And we're like, "Whoa, dude, what's going on?" So
He was trying and couldn't?
it's like it's like he was almost like frozen in time.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, the vets looked at him, couldn't see anything. You know, we took X-rays, all that stuff. There was nothing. And now you're going, is that something neurological?